Greg.
Sorry.
I was thinking it must be late.
Right.
We should go.
Right. I mean, yes. I know.
What do you think no one turned up?
Maybe it fell through. Who cares? Party's gonna be pretty boring anyway.
Oh, I haven't minded no one came. Just seems odd, that's all.
Not to worry.
We better go.
Right. I've really enjoyed it, Julie.
I have as well. Thank you.
Don't say thank you to me. It's been really nice. I didn't expect tonight to be this way.
How do you mean?
One for the road?
It was a lovely hen's party. I enjoyed it very much.
You'd never know. Well, it's late. And tomorrow's a big day.
Yes.
I think it's time the lady was in bed.
You know, I've never understood why a bride has to blush.
Is this a joke?
No, I'm serious. I mean, why a blushing bride? I mean, what happens when you're standing there in front of whoever to make a bride blush?
Well,
Hello, Brian.
good evening. Hello, Laura.
Hello, Brian.
Don't tell me your last night of freedom.
We've been trying to get quietly sloshed.
No good?
Unfortunately.
Still sober.
Do I have a word with you?
Yes, of course, Brian.
I'll say goodnight.
Sleep well.
Yes, do.
Good night.
Thank you. Good-night.
You are still coming to the reception at Bunny's tomorrow, aren't you, Brian?
Of course.
I think everyone knows now but Grace.
Helen, I'll give Laura a lift back.
Oh, fine.
Well, thanks anyway, Helen. I'll see you in the morning.
See you. Good night.
Good night.
Well, you pick a hell of an hour for a heart-to-heart.
It's about this reception tomorrow night. I'd like to take you, if you don't mind.
Well, I don't mind. Does this mean things are looking up for us?
It simply means that as long as we're still married, we should be seen together. It'll stop gossip. That's all, Laura. I'll drive you back to the motel.
Well?
Didn't think you'd be home yet. What happened to you?
It's a short story.
We waited and waited.
Oh.
Greg and I.
Oh, I had a row with Craig and came home.
I'm sorry.
I'm not. It's a good book. How was the party?
That's just it. No one turned up. There was no party. It was somebody's flat, but we were the only ones there. There was a note on the door saying the key was under the mat. Oh, Jojo.
Do you mean you've been all that time alone with Greg Mason in a strange flat?
He kissed me. I asked him to.
Oh.
That's all. The rest of the time we just talked and danced. Jojo, I think I'm in love.
Oh, Julie, don't. Don't get carried away by a simple night out with a guy. Believe me, it takes more than one night to fall in love.
You don't understand, Jojo. I think Greg feels the same way. I'm positive of it. Oh, I just know I'm not going to sleep a wink tonight. I've never been so happy, not in my whole life.
Ada?
Aren't you going to answer it?
No way, it's not 9 o'clock yet. Anyway, I'm too excited to talk to anybody. I'm too excited about the wedding. Oh, be quiet, you fool. And oh, how's that? ESP.
I take it the hat's for Sister Scott's wedding, huh?
Yes, what do you think? You don't think it's a touch too floral?
Ada, it's divine.
Women don't seem to go in for hats much these days, do they?
No, more's the pity. Now, you look at the Queen. Never see her without a hat.
Yeah, but don't you think she's...
No, Jojo, don't you say one word about the Queen. You young kids, you don't know a thing about dressing. You think jeans are smart. Well, let me tell you, they're not. They're hideous. I ought to know. I put on a pair once and I've never seen anything so repulsive. Do you know this hat's 25 years old? Gee, wonder who that was on the phone. Could have been Bob Rogers to tell me I'd won the lottery. Ooh.
Where's Ada?
Oh, just step down.
You mean out?
No, she means down. Don't tell me you're working on your wedding day.
I see no reason to take the time off. I'm rostered on till lunchtime. After all, I've only got to change my dress and duck down to the registry office.
Oh, well, fair enough. Are you excited?
Yes, I suppose I am.
She's going to be so surprised when she walks into Bunny's and sees everyone.
She certainly is. Oh, I hope she's going to be so happy.
We all do.
Morning, girls. Well, if you want my body this morning, you're going to have to fight it out amongst yourselves.
Oh, excuse me.
Just pass the word around. There's a meeting in the staff room in 15 minutes. About Sister Scott's reception.
I'll see you later. Bye.
Bye. Well, come on. It's nearly 9 o'clock. Don't tell me you haven't got the courtesy to try again.
I know. There's no need to say anything.
Oh, everything's okay, no worries.
Talk about a hassle. I couldn't ring. I forgot the number.
Forget it, Craig.
Boy, did I have a night. Don't even know whether Jojo and I are speaking this morning.
No good, eh?
We had a fight just after you left. She walked out, and I spent an exciting evening, bored out of my mind, watching an old movie.
No, that's too bad. Thought you'd had it all worked out.
Ah, you chalk it up to experience. Women, God, they're amazing.
Anyway, don't worry about not turning up.
I'm really sorry about that. The guy had arranged to get the key from went out and left the key under a mat.
That's what I'm trying to say. We found the key, we went in and we waited. It's cool.
Well, that's something, I suppose. How long were you stuck with it? I'm sorry to lump you like that.
Craig.
I know how you loathe the thought of having to take it. God, what a drag.
Now listen, will you?
Thanks a lot. Both of you. Thanks very much. I'm sorry, Greg, that you had such a lousy time and that you hated the thought of going out with me so much. Don't worry, it won't happen again.
Julie. Julie.
Buzz off.
I can't. We're having a meeting in here, remember?
Well, just don't talk to me.
It wasn't like that at all. That was Craig talking. I enjoyed last night a hell of a lot. I mean, I really enjoyed it. Didn't you? Oh, come on, give us a smile.
I'm all right now. I'm not upset. I just want to forget it, and you.
Is everyone going to fit in here?
Just.
How are you, Julie?
Never felt better, thanks, Mrs. Gordon.
Oh, pleased to hear that.
Hey, it's the party.
Yes, there are one or two guests to arrive yet, though.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Julie.
All right, I'm sorry we're late. First, I'll go over a few of the details. Now, I'll be collecting the groom and taking him over to Bunny's. I'll tell Sister Scott that we'll be leaving from there for the registry office. Instead, you'll all be over there, and so will the Padre. Now, Jojo, you and Helen, it's up to you to make sure that the bride arrives on the dot of 3, OK?
Got it. Sorry to be late.
Question. We're all going to be dressed for the wedding. Isn't there a danger Sister Scott will see us?
Thanks, Maureen. I was coming to that. You'll all have to wait until Sister Scott goes off duty. Or better still, what about everyone changing at Bunny's, Jim?
Fine. Good idea.
Oh, good.
OK?
Yeah.
Right, and that's settled. Just make sure that no one sees you, OK? Yeah. Now, Dennis.
Sorry, folks. I've got the names of a few people who still haven't put their money in yet.
Oh, look at us talking.
What is happening?
It's all right, Dr. Shaw. I'll explain.
Oh, please do. This looks like a coup to overthrow the hospital board of governors.
No, not quite.
Doesn't look bad, Edna.
I think they're going to just love it. I love surprises, don't you? You know, I think this is a perfect way to do it. Especially today, what with inflation and things being so expensive. Everyone chips in, don't you think?
Why not, if people want to do it?
It's got a nice feeling to it somehow. Well, all the commercialism that surrounds most weddings is gone. Something like this has got a nice, warm feeling.
You're trying to tell me something, Edna?
No. But now that you mention it, there is a big difference between this and what you've got planned for Jim and Maureen.
Yeah, I had the quote this morning.
Well?
$3,000.
Bunny.
$30 a head for 100 people.
That's exorbitant.
I must admit, I nearly had a coronary when I opened the envelope.
Bunny, you can't afford it. $3,000 plus paying half the $1,000 for that lounge room suite that Rosalie's picked out for the wedding present? Bunny, that's insane.
It is a bit much, I must admit.
It certainly is.
But it's a tricky situation.
And what about us having the restaurant redecorated?
I guess that'll just have to wait, won't it?
Bunny, why not let me cater for the wedding? You know I'll do a good job. Why can't we have the wedding reception here? It seems so silly to call in one of those flash reception places.
I don't want to upset Rosalie.
Well, at least we can cut down on the wedding list.
It's not our list that's the hang-up. We've only invited 20 people. Rosalie's invited 80.
Bunny, I'm amazed at you. Fancy you letting Rosalie take you for a ride like this. Fancy not seeing through her. Well, it's no good just walking away from it.
I don't want to discuss it, okay, Edna? I know you mean well, but we can't alter the situation, so get off my back. We're lumbered and that's it.
Yes. Hey, how about all this?
Oh, it's lovely. It's just lovely, Edna. You both must have worked so hard.
You've both done wonders.
I envy Scott in a way. All her friends clubbing in and giving her a lovely wedding and reception. It's nice, isn't it? Gives you a nice warm feeling.
Dad, I hope you and Edna don't mind, but we've arranged it so that everyone can change their clothes here. Otherwise, there's a chance of Sister Scott catching on.
Whatever you like, son.
Isn't it a bit early in the day, Dad?
I don't tell you when to operate. Don't tell me when to have a drink.
I don't want to talk about it, Jim.
Not today. Today's supposed to be happy, remember?
I'm happy.
You're nothing of the kind.
Don't tell me what I am, Edna.
I know what you will be if you start drinking so early.
Now, don't. Just don't.
Damn.
Is that the Albert Memorial Hospital?
There you are.
I'll be with you in a sec.
Look, what I said earlier about really liking Julie Warner, I meant it.
Sure.
I don't know how it happened, but behind all that prim and proper facade, she's warm. She's gentle. She's intelligent. She can hold a good conversation. She's sensitive. She doesn't bitch other people. She's just shy. Craig?
I'm listening.
Look, I just don't want you to think I'm being flippant about the whole thing.
I'm sure you're not, mate.
In fact, I think I'm falling in love with her.
You know something? After a great deal of research, I have come to the conclusion that it is definitely more effective if you jiggle rather than dangle.
Thanks, pal.
I'm sorry. Stay. So, you think you're in love with Julie Warner?
I don't think.
Of course not. You've been out with her once, you sat holding hand in a deserted flat for 2 hours, and now you're in love. You'd have to be kidding, wouldn't you? Oh, God, no rest for the wicked. Stay there. Have that other sandwich. Dr. Rothwell here. Les. Having lunch? Well, sure, if it's important. No, Les, just stay where you are. Yeah, I'll be right over. Last minute Judas from the sounds of it. I'd better get over there. Cover for me, will you? Won't be long.
Look, I really want to talk about this.
What about you and Julie Warner? Yeah, sure, later. Finish that other sandwich.
Ah, well, just the guy I wanted to see.
What about?
Well, let's put it this way. You talk.
What about?
What happened last night between you and Julie?
Nothing.
Oh, sure, you just danced. I heard. Pull the other leg. Honestly, Greg, if you hurt her...
Look, back off. What happened between Julie and I is none of your damn business.
You're wrong.
Look, I happen to like her. Very much.
If you hurt her, Greg, you'll regret it, I promise. And I'm not kidding.
Thanks for coming. I hope you weren't in the middle of cutting somebody up when I rang.
How many of those have you had?
Not many. Do you want one?
No, thanks. Are you crazy? Do you want to turn up to your own wedding drunk?
I'm scared gutless.
Every guy goes through this, Les. The last-minute doubts, wondering whether or not they're doing the right thing, scared they're giving up the last of their freedom.
Have you ever been married?
Well, no.
Then stop talking through your hat.
OK, so I've never been married. But I know enough guys who have, and believe me, every single one goes through it.
I don't love her.
You're going to have to explain that.
I respect her. I admire her. She's a fine woman. And I thought it would work for us, but, you know, we were both lonely. We were looking for someone. But I know now it's not going to work.
Well, it's a fine time to find that out.
I know.
God almighty, Les, on the day of your wedding, you come to the fantastic conclusion that you're not in love with the woman you're pledged to marry.
Look, I respect her.
To hell with respect. People get married because they love one another. Now, look, Les, Grace Scott means a great deal to an awful lot of people at that hospital. She means a lot to me. I'm not going to see her hurt or made a fool of.
Do you think I want that?
Look, Grace is a lovely, warm human being. And quite frankly, I think you're very lucky to be getting her.
She's cold. Cold. She won't let me touch her. Now, what am I supposed to make of that? And what happens if she's frigid? Have you got an answer for that one? Look, I know what you're saying, and it makes sense. But it doesn't alter the fact that I'm shaking like a leaf. Look, what happens if it turns out I'm right?
Look, it won't. I know Grace, and believe me, there's no way you're right, Les. She's going to make a fine wife.
Yeah. Maybe.
Look, you're having the last-minute jitters, that's all it is. Come on, get yourself together. In an hour's time, you're getting yourself a pretty wonderful woman.
Yeah, I suppose so.
I know it. Remember, I've known Grace a little longer than you. She's a very special lady.
I'll be right.
Of course you will.
Everything okay?
Well, yes, everything seems to be taken care of.
Where's the padre?
Finishing his cup of tea in the kitchen. He'll be out in a minute.
Stand by, you're about to be invaded.
Oh, we were getting worried.
Well, they're all coming now.
But where will we put them all?
Well, you take the men up to your room. I've left lots of hangers on the bed, and the ladies can change in my room.
Sounds like a gaggle of geese out there.
Oh, hello, Padre.
There'll be cold beer for anyone who wants it after you've all changed.
Make way, everybody. Oh, don't crush my hat. Oh, dear, look at my hair. I look like Phyllis Diller's mother.
Upstairs, Ada. My room's to the left.
Thanks.
I'll look after her. Come on, Gail, this way.
How's it going, Dad?
Never better. Well, if it isn't the groom. I'm glad you turned up, otherwise things would have been a bit crook.
We're here.
Hey, place looks very nice, Bunny.
No, that's Edna. Beer, Les?
Are you kidding? Before the ceremony?
Right.
Well, you look lovely, Grace. Like every bride should look. So true. A new life, Grace.
Yes. What time is it?
Well, you're going to be fashionably late.
Not too late.
No, you won't be too late. I'll get it. Hello, Sister Scott's room. Yes, she is, but... Who? Well, hold on a moment, please. It's your father.
Hello. Hello, Dad. Oh, is she? Yes, that's right. Yes, today, in a few moments, in fact. Well, yes, it all happened quite suddenly, really. Yes, all right. Hello, Mother. Yes, that's right. Yes, well, look, I'll write you a long letter in a couple of weeks or so. Look, I really haven't got time to talk any... Well, he's a very nice man. He's in business, actually. Yes. Yes, all right. Well, I really have to go now. Goodbye. Well, I think we should be leaving. It's time.
Come on, Grace.
She's just coming.
Smile. Let's go.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here in the presence of God and in the face of this congregation to join together this man and this woman in marriage. Marriage is a holy estate instituted by God and hallowed by our Lord's gracious presence at the marriage in Cana in Galilee. It is commended in Holy Scripture as honorable in all and consecrated as signifying the mystical union between Christ and his church. It is therefore not to be entered upon lightly or unadvisedly, but thoughtfully, reverently, and in the fear of God, with due consideration of the ends for which it was ordained. It was ordained for the lifelong companionship, help, and comfort which husband and wife ought to have of each other. It was ordained for the continuance of the holy ordinance of family life. Do you, Les, take this woman, Grace, to be your wedded wife? And do you, in the presence of God and before this congregation, promise and covenant to be to her a loving, faithful, and dutiful husband until God shall separate you by death?
I'm sorry, Grace, I can't get through with it.